Now, on last night's program, I expressed some surprise at the way the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, so quickly and easily shut our border bubble to New Zealand. After we heard from the New Zealanders, because they'd discovered a locally acquired case of COVID-19, who'd left her hotel quarantine. One case. Yes, the woman had the South African strain of the virus and did visit 29 venues in suburban Auckland, but the entire border to Australia was shut straight away. This reminded me instantly of the way Queensland and their Premier handled that one infection in Brisbane where a cleaner had contracted the UK strain of the virus. Now, back then, the Prime Minister strangely applauded Anastasia Palaszczuk at a press conference for locking down her city and her suburbs for 3 days. I thought that was surprising, given all that he said throughout this pandemic. And apparently this closure was his decision, again, apparently with medical advice. But again, just one case. We knew what happened when we threw the contact tracers in, withstood within hotel quarantine protocols. We ended up getting 5 further infections in Brisbane. But that was it, all up. And again, just one case, not in this country, and our border shuts. The type of knee-jerk decision that the PM has spent most of last year criticising and trying to overturn. Yesterday, a reporter asked the Federal Health Minister, Greg Hunt, how the New Zealand Prime Minister reacted when she was told of the decision. Listen closely.
Look, I understand the Prime Minister had a very productive and convivial conversation with his New Zealand counterpart. One of the things that the Prime Minister has been clear on and that we've been clear on is we have the absolute highest belief in the quality and the ability of New Zealand to contact trace. They've been a global success story.
So there you go. It went well, no problem. She understood the decision, except today Greg Hunt's second-hand version of that phone call was made to look pretty silly. I was driving in the car listening to some little radio station that was broadcasting Jacinda Ardern's press conference this afternoon. Have a listen.
Oh, I certainly expressed disappointment that that decision had been made. I conveyed the confidence that we have in our systems, but also just acknowledged that if we are to enter into a trans-Tasman bubble, we will need to be able to give people confidence that we won't see closures at the borders that happen with very short notice over incidents that we believe can be well managed domestically.
As a tourism official said to me today, there would be 10,000 people in Australia that would have been told don't come to work today because of that one decision. 10,000. You don't work today. You don't earn any money. If the risk-averse New Zealand PM is wondering why her Aussie counterpart would close the border off the back of a single infection, so should we. But when someone did yesterday, we got the old nothing to see here treatment. Is the PM losing his nerve? Doubt it. Has he decided if you can't beat them, join them? Doubt that too. Or has he seen the polls on border closures, watched the Queensland election go Labor's way and thinks that this is what he needs to do if he were to go to an election before the end of the year? Shut the borders at every turn in some kind of second-tiered strategy to eliminate the virus. Is he in an elimination phase? Sounds like it. It sounds awfully like an elimination phase for a federal election, which might be brewing. Is he gearing for a poll before the end of the year and wants to eradicate it? I'm just joining the dots after hearing and being shocked at what Jacinda Ardern had to say after we were told something different yesterday afternoon. How can you criticise the likes of Queensland and WA for shutting borders, or get members of your cabinet to do it and then act risk-averse yourself? Twice. I'd be keeping your weekends free for late November, early December. There's definitely a 2021 election in the air.